Hey Paul, I'm Sam from ShipMX.
Hi.
So I'd like to tell you about what we do, and maybe I can just start with kind of who we are. So we are building a marketplace for shipping. Shipping is still 9% of world GDP. It's one of the biggest markets people don't think about, and it hasn't moved forward much with technology. So it's still, if you need to ship something, you call around, you call a broker who then knows a bunch of ships, they try to find one somewhere in the world that can take what you need, and then you pay them and they ship it for you. Everyone thinks that the market has become really efficient because they read the box and they know about containers and they think they're like, this is a solved problem. But still more than half of all cargo doesn't get shipped that way. And there's been no winner that's emerged for a Uber-like shipping experience where basically you click a button, you say, I need to ship from here to here, you get a rate, you get a boat, and it goes. So that's what we're building, and the standard broker fees are like 15%, and so we think this is a really large market. I'd be happy to tell you about more details of our approach, but is this something that at a high level seems interesting to you?
Yeah, if you're gonna make a lot of money, it is. It is interesting.
Well, I'd like to tell you why we're gonna make a lot of money. Not only is this a giant market, shipping, broker fees on cargo shipping is a $150 billion a year market, but there is a natural monopoly in that, like any other marketplace, the people that have cargo want to go where they get the cheapest rate and the most options, and the people that have boats want to go where the most people that need something shipped are. And so, even though no one has brought software to this industry yet, and it's been this sort of network of people calling, brokers calling around to ships they know.
Why haven't one of these existing brokers just eaten up the market?
Well, why does any industry not adopt software? I think there's a great quote I heard recently that it is harder for existing companies to get good technology people than it is for good technology people to learn about other industries. And this is why startups have an opportunity. This is why.
Is that the only way that you can eat the industry then? Is that, I mean, it's just naturally fragmented if you don't have software? Is that your theory?
Well, yeah, I think it's like any other industry. It's like Airbnb couldn't have worked without software. You just had people call around and find vacation homes that happened to be free, or you had to call taxi companies before Uber and find a cab that was free. The magic of software is just that any of these industries can become centralized on one platform that gives everybody a central experience. And in these large markets, these platforms tend to be winner take all, winner take most, and create super valuable companies.
So my fear with these kinds of businesses is always just that, anytime like tech people go in and they say, oh, we're going to change everything, but then they show up and the customer says, I've been doing it this way for the last 30 years, and I'm going to do it till I'm dead. Like, how do I know they're actually going to adopt your new approach?
One of the secrets that we've learned as we've been working on this business, and we're very new, we're only 7 weeks old, we still have a lot of things left to figure out. But one of the things that we've learned is most people are either all humans or all software, and that approach doesn't work. And what you need is the combination. You need humans aided by software. This is just like Palantir, how PayPal dealt with fraud. And this is what customers want. So we're actually going to have a bunch of brokers that customers can talk to on the phone like they're used to. But we'll give them software that makes them 100 times or 1,000 times more efficient. But you're totally right, and the reason other people have failed doing this is they don't understand this, and they just have a pure software platform. And it really is the combination of humans and software together that makes this still work with customers that have been doing it for a long time, but have the advantages of a software company to scale.
So is this working right now? Do you have a lot of customers?
So we're super early. We haven't been able to raise any money yet. We're only 7 weeks old. In that 7 weeks, we've been able to get 50 people that have sent us jobs. We don't yet have enough infrastructure in place to fulfill those, but we expect to actually book 3 boats next week, and we'll make our first $10,000 in revenue. And we think we have a path from that just over the next few months on our existing contacts and what we know is coming in our pipeline to get to $100,000 in revenue. And that's not GMV or anything like that. That's actual profit that we're going to keep. We have nearly 100% margin on that.
And then what are your expenses?
Well, as I said, I think one of the key insights here is that we're going to be humans and software together. We're going to be brokers and the platform. So our biggest expense by far will be paying the brokers' salary and commissions. But again, I wasn't joking when I said I think we can make them 100 times more efficient with software. You would not believe how broken the industry is today. It would pain you to watch how one of these brokers works. So we think there's still substantial economics for us there.
So how big does this get ultimately? Like, where do you see the business in like 5 or 10 years?
Well, the charter market alone, the broker market alone is about $150 billion. And
Is that gross?
No, that's net in the market. The shipping market is
That's their markup.
Yeah, the shipping market is in the trillions. Again, it's one of the largest drivers of worldwide GDP. But you know, like, we're pretty ambitious. We think this is a big market, and that there is a natural monopoly. It could get pretty big. We're very early, but
And why should, I mean, assuming I do believe that story, like, why do I believe it's you and not some other people with software?
So, we ourselves used to have to do this a lot, and we understand a lot of the things that most people don't. We're commodities traders, we've shipped huge amounts of goods, and we learned these non-obvious things. Like, the most important thing for a commodity trader is not the price, but the speed and the certainty. So it's really important to know if you're going to trade on a razor thin margin, that you can have a ship on a particular day at a particular cost before you buy the coal or whatever. And that's just one example I can give you of many, but we've been doing this our whole lives. We really know about this, and we're software people.
That's great. Well, we're out of time. But
So really quickly, I'd love to have you as an investor. I know you want to rush your process, but how should we follow up? What are the next steps? How do you think about this?
you know, I usually like to just kind of turn on it for a little while and I may come up with some extra questions. So just drop me an email and include whatever other info that would be helpful.
Okay, I'll send you an email now. Can I follow up with you in a week or two and see if you need anything else?
Sure. Yeah. Just feel free to ping me.
All right. Thank you, Paul.
Great. Thanks. Yeah,
Kind of short on time, but if there's anything quick.
Quick recap. I mean, so this is one where it's a business that I don't know anything about. So there has to be like a pretty strong educational component to start with, and so definitely you help, especially that you're able to give like some high-level overview, and especially like trying to understand just like the fundamentals of like what drives the business. Because for me, like, my default assumption about the world is that 99% of people will want to just keep doing the same thing that they do day after day unless they have no choice. And so like change happens when people are like pushed. And so like the commodities trader with the margins where it's like he's gonna lose money if he doesn't get the right ship or whatever. Like that makes sense, right? Because it actually becomes like a competitive thing where the people who adopt the technology will defeat those who don't, right?
One thing at the end, don't leave a meeting without some plan for a follow-up. It's like really good to just say like, can I email you? Should we meet again? What are your thoughts?
Always have an ask.
And you shouldn't just say like, can I have a check after a first meeting? That really annoys me. I think it annoys people even more when people do that to us. But it is always good to ask for a follow-up. You were really good, by the way.
Yeah, good job. It's a tough.
We would normally talk about this for longer, but we're running a little bit over, so we'll move on to the next one. Thank you very much.